And we're back. How you doing? 28th day of May, 2020. My calendar tells me it's a Thursday. I'll double check. It's a Thursday. Good to see you. Thanks for starting your day with us here on the NCW Life channel. A few high clouds, 57 degrees, another warm one today. Warm today. I think we can safely call Friday's forecast hot. And then things can kind of muggy and glucky and a little on the ooey side. On Saturday afternoon and Saturday night, we have the potential for some pretty strong thunderstorms. Every time they go back and revise the forecast, about every 6 hours, they keep increasing the chances of thunderstorms for the north central Washington area on late Saturday afternoon and especially Saturday night. That all-important forecast will be coming your way shortly. A lot of news to get to, most of it COVID-19 related, some of it not. Sports, we'll talk a little bit of Seahawks. We'll talk a little about WVSO. They were driving fast and turning left last night up at Fancher Heights. That's always a cool deal as well. We'll have the obscure holidays, some celebrity birthdays. Everybody's entitled to Mike Magnotti's opinion, of course. We got Today in History. We had a chance to talk with our good friend Pete Phillips, of course, who's one of the organizers of the annual STEM Summit, which is held every August, put on by the North Central Educational Services District. That's where Pete hangs his hat most days. Of course, he's working from home, so we had a chance to visit with Pete Phillips via Skype. We did that yesterday. We'll play that interview for you today in the back half of the program. So we're busy. Let's do it. Let's go around the valley. Let's see what we're looking at today. And again, a few more high clouds today. It's also going to keep the heat down a little bit more than they are anticipating. In fact, it didn't get as warm as they were thinking yesterday. They were thinking on Wednesday we were going to get to 84, maybe 85. Well, we topped off at 81. On Wednesday. Our normal high is 74, so it was still warmer than normal, but it wasn't quite hot. That's going to change today. We're looking at upper 80s, but still with some filtered sunshine. So it's also warmer now today than it was yesterday at this time with 57 degrees. So you'll see the high clouds because there's a weak marine layer that's kind of coming through. So that's why we're going to have a little bit more filtered sunshine today than we had yesterday. Nothing but sunshine and warm weather on Friday, and then the big change happens on Saturday. Again, details are coming up. Good morning to the Wenatchee Valley proper. Now, from this point forward, I don't know. Megan gets to decide, and I have to guess. I'm looking at that, and I want to say either a hose landing or hose landing. That's Stamen Flats. Well, there you go. Oh, you moved that one on me. Yeah, Stamen Flats is usually pointed down the other direction, down towards the Wenatchee Valley. Stamen Flats is pretty close to where you have to make your decision on 97A, but of course they really don't want you to take 97A because of what's going on with the Knapp's Hill Tunnel and the slope stabilization projects. They want you to take 97 on the east side of the Columbia River if in fact you are inclined to do so, but that's a view from Stamen Flats looking across the Columbia River to the Douglas County side of our area. Camera number 3. Ooh, that's a beautiful shot. Looks to be Bear Mountain. The Bear Mountain camera up near the Bear Mountain Golf Course. Wapato Point sticking out there looking pretty good. Good morning, Lake Chelan. I don't think the lake is at full level yet. Is that correct? I don't know. I haven't been up there. Usually it's right around this time where they top the lake off and everybody can put their boats in the water. I'm assuming it is at this point. I don't actually know. Good morning to our friends at Lake Chelan. Always a pleasure to see you. Thanks for watching us down here in little old Wenatchee Town, USA. And camera number 4. Beautiful view from, that looks to be the Two Rivers camera. Yay, because we had this camera that we've never used before. We did that yesterday, which is the opposite view of Lake Wenatchee. Lake Wenatchee is what you're seeing there, the greater Lake Wenatchee area. The Two Rivers camera is at the very top of Lake Wenatchee, just above the gravel pit there on a super tall tower. It's about 300 feet up in the air, looking right down Lake Wenatchee. So the state park would be way down in the far distance. You would have Zanikalachi to your right, and the YMCA camp to your left, and all things in the Lake Wenatchee area. Good morning, Lake Wenatchee. Good to see ya. I love that area. Haven't been up there as much as I'd like to be, but Kaler Glen, the golf course, you'll be seeing me. Trust me on that. I haven't played Kaler Glen in a couple of years. They owe me one. I've hit about 4 golf balls into the Forest Service property at Kaler Glen. I think they owe me that much. 5 minutes after the hour, a couple of slides to show for you. First of all, yeah, it's going to get hot. There's your forecast highs today. You can see Wenatchee there. We're looking at right around 85 degrees, 85, 86, right around there. 90 expected tomorrow, 90 again on Saturday. The big difference on Saturday, of course, is it's going to get rather muggy and rather uncomfortable. We're not used to that. We don't have relative humidity that's particularly high here in the Wenatchee Valley, but it's going to get a little on the unsettled side, especially Saturday night. So the advice from the National Weather Service is on your right. You want to drink plenty of fluids, even if you're not thirsty. Don't stay out in the heat too long, because we're not used to this yet. We haven't had a really long stretch of hot weather yet. A lot of people don't much care for that, but that strong warming trend continues for the rest of this week, certainly Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Big cool down coming on Sunday. A cold front's going to knock temperatures down. But the big story we're looking at, weather-wise, Saturday, thunderstorms. And they keep increasing the chance of getting some strong thunderstorms. It's pretty good potential. Again, we're still going to be around 90 on Saturday, but and then late Saturday, overnight into Sunday, a cold front's going to knock the temperatures way back to normal. But we have all that unsettled conditions. We're talking late afternoon and early evening thunderstorms, which could produce some heavy rain. Don't want that. Hail, don't want that. The big thing we don't want, lightning. Lightning means fires, and we don't want that. So we have a pretty good chance, better than 50-50 chances of thunderstorms on Saturday night. Certainly we're going to get some rain. That looks almost certain. The question is, does it come down in the form of a thunderstorm, or is it just some scattered rain? We're keeping a very close eye on late Saturday night, on late Sunday afternoon into Saturday night. So there you go. I wanted to keep you in the loop on that as we're looking at what the National Weather Service has, what they think is going to happen anyway. Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling gives your home a hug. As you can see, we're calling it partly cloudy today because we are going to have a few more high clouds than we had yesterday. Sunrise this morning, by the way, 5:10. Sunset tonight, 8:47, 15 hours and 37 minutes of daylight. So we're looking at right around 87 degrees. We're about 30 degrees away from that right now. It's 57 outside of our studios with 44% relative humidity. 60 for the overnight low tonight, fairly clear skies. Lots of sunshine, right around 93 or 94 on Friday, by far the hottest day of the year. By the way, these temperatures are not record breakers, not even close, but we're just not used to the heat. Hasn't happened yet this year. 65 for the overnight low on Friday. And then Saturday, yeah, things get rather interesting. Going to be cloudy. So when you think about lots of clouds and highs near 90, you think muggy and high humidity, and that's exactly going to be the case. Best chance of thunderstorms late in the afternoon, early in the evening hours. Again, high of right around 88 degrees. The rain chance during the day on Saturday is about 30%. Saturday night, the chance of rain goes up to 80%. And again, a thunderstorm is now a distinct possibility. Late Saturday afternoon, we're talking 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, right around sunset, really into the early evening hours on Saturday night. Sunday, huge change, big cool down. You'll wake up with quite a bit of cloud cover on Sunday morning. It will depart. By Sunday afternoon, we'll have quite a bit of sunshine, but a lot cooler. High of 73. We're going to go from way above normal on Saturday to below normal for our afternoon high on Sunday. Partly cloudy skies Monday, high of about 79, right around 80 or so with quite a bit of sunshine on Tuesday and Wednesday. Slight chance of a little bit of light rain on Monday. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. Again, partly cloudy, hazy sunshine today, 87, sunny and hot on Friday. The clouds roll in Friday night. Saturday it'll be cloudy all day. It'll be muggy and sticky with a thunderstorm or two, certainly a possibility. And then we cool down on Sunday to more temperate and normal conditions. And that's a look at your forecast in 9 minutes after the hour. Go grab your cup of coffee and come back and join us in 1 minute. We have a lot of news to get to. The news is 1 minute away. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
File Boats and Motors is open for parts and service. Please phone ahead at 884-3558. Sales by appointment only. In these times, be assured Steinberg Law Firm is here to help. Essential services like personal injury, bankruptcy, or estate planning are available by phone or video conference. Call today for more information. At ReadyMedi, they have the exit strategy. They've started COVID-19 antibody serum testing. Call 888-6334 for more details and to reserve a kit for you.
Badger Mountain Brewing is proud to announce the grand opening of our new kitchen. Come try out our new menu featuring fabulous steaks, prime rib, gourmet burgers, and seafood grilled up by experienced meat master, Chef Galen Goodman. To complement your mouth-watering meal, Badger Mountain Brewing features 14 in-house crafted beers, an alcohol-free root beer infused with 11 different herbs and spices, 3 different ciders, and a great wine selection. Don't miss out on the best meats and the best brews down at Badger Mountain Brewing.
Located at 1 Orondo Avenue across the tracks from the Pybus Market.
Just short of 11 minutes after the hour, we have filtered sunshine, 57 degrees. We'll be mid-80s with a mixture of clouds and sun today. It'll be hot on Friday. Thunderstorms, a distinct possibility on Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening. Here's what's making headlines. Lawsuits seeking to overturn Governor Jay Inslee's emergency coronavirus orders appear likely to be leaving Chelan and Douglas counties, and they're going to be heard in Thurston County. That's what it's looking like now, anyway. Douglas County Commissioners Mark Straub and Dan Sutton traveled to Okanagan County on Wednesday. A judge there agreed to relocate the lawsuit that they filed, along with fellow Commissioner Kyle Steinberg and 5 other plaintiffs. But Judge Henry Rawson said he still might reconsider the move. Now, in Chelan County, arguments will be heard today remotely before Judge Kristen Ferreira at 10 a.m. Ferreira, of course, was diagnosed with COVID-19, as you know, late last week. The judge originally assigned to the case, Travis Brandt, was disqualified. Now, 4 Wenatchee City Council members, Ruth Esparza, Travis Hornsby, Jose Luis Cuevas, and Linda Harold, are plaintiffs in that action. The state attorney general wants that case and 2 more just like it filed elsewhere to be consolidated and heard in Thurston County, where the state capital of Olympia is located. In full disclosure, Carrie Kendall, who hosts a program on this very TV station called the 12th District, is also a plaintiff in the Chelan County lawsuit. Governor Jay Inslee relaxed rules Wednesday on religious gatherings under his stay home, stay healthy order, allowing outside services for counties in phase 1, limited inside services for counties in phase 2. Now, in Chelan, Douglas, and Okanagan counties, we still remain in phase 1, so outdoor services can be held on a church's property with up to 100 in attendance, so long as they are practicing social distancing. For counties in phase 2, like Grant County, indoor gatherings will be allowed at 25% of capacity or with fewer than 50 people, whichever is less. The Chelan-Douglas Board of Health will not submit a new waiver request to move the counties to Governor Jay Inslee's Phase 2 reopening. The Washington State Department of Health already turned down what's called a Phase 1.5 proposal to allow some businesses back to work. In a special meeting Tuesday, the 8-member board said they need to review what their COVID-19 recovery numbers should be under new guidelines from the Centers of Disease Control.
When you look at that, there's a 3-phase process that the CDC lays out here, which is under the president's piece. Our phase 1 and 2 actually pretty much fall under the first phase of that particular element. Looking at this thing, they're looking at the defining of the 14 days of decreasing cases. The thing that has me troubled a little bit is that the 10 per 100,000 is defining a low incidence plateau, which basically means that you have to come out of a higher case piece. There's some other elements that talk about a 3-day rolling average, then a 5-day grace period within the 14-day period. I think we need to do a little bit more work on understanding that particular piece before we move forward with another piece that we could potentially put forth.
Another local event has fallen by the wayside because of the COVID-19 pandemic, talking about the Grant County Fair, which was scheduled originally for August 18th through the 22nd. It's been canceled because of the restrictions in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Fair organizers had expected about 100,000 people over the 5 days of the fair, but regulations for reopening made the fair, quote, financially unfeasible, closed quotation. The fair typically is a break-even event, but when they were notified by the health district that the carnival cannot safely be a part of the event and social distancing guidelines would be next to impossible to manage at the concerts, the decision was made to cancel the fair. The fair is still hoping to have some type of showing and judging for youth who have purchased animals to show at the fair. Law enforcement personnel continue their search. The manhunt is still on in Blewett Pass. It's been going on for quite some time. That fugitive, 34-year-old George O. Alcantara Gonzalez, suspected of stealing 2 cars, including one belonging to a missing man. He is believed to be on foot in the Mineral Springs area after fleeing Kittitas County Sheriff's deputies Saturday. They were investigating 2 stolen vehicles. One of those cars belonged to a Kent man who has been missing since May 16th. 41-year-old Ian Eccles was headed to meet friends in the Liberty area for a turkey hunt when he disappeared. The search for Eccles continues. Alcantara Gonzalez is believed to have stolen a domed-style tent from a campsite in the area. He is also wanted for several burglaries and thefts in the First Creek area south of Liberty in April. Anybody using Blewett Pass is being warned, don't pick up any hitchhikers. and to report any suspicious persons or activity to law enforcement in the area. Of course, all kinds of agencies, as you might imagine, are assisting in the search. Grant County Sheriff's Office deputies are searching for the suspect in a shooting outside Moses Lake. The shooting Tuesday night left a motorist, dead. The shooting happened at about 9:15 in the evening in the area of Carswell and Schilling Drives in the Larson housing area. The Sheriff's Office said they received reports of multiple gunshots, with a black sedan being struck several times. The victim's car went over a curb and into the yard of a resident as the suspect's vehicle fled south. This is according to the Sheriff's Office. The victim was transported to Samaritan Hospital, where he later died. Officials are asking witnesses or anyone else with information to get a hold of him. 762-1160. One more item of note from Moses Lake. A body recovered from Moses Lake on Memorial Day has been identified as 61-year-old Mong T. Kim of Shoreline. The Grant County Sheriff's Office said Kim and a companion have been camping in the Moses Lake sand dunes area. Kim entered the water late Sunday evening and did not resurface. The Sheriff's Office and Grant County Fire District 5 crews searched for hours before suspending the search until Monday morning. That's when they discovered Kim's body. The Sheriff's Office described the drowning as a terrible accident. Foul play is not suspected. And that's a look at what's making news on this Thursday morning. Grant Olson and everybody working hard to put together the news for you at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. Some of them here in the studio, others working remotely from home. With a preview of your Thursday night news, here's Grant.
Good morning, Dan. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, the latest COVID-19 news, including the local lawsuit against Governor Jay Inslee. I'll have your downright hot North Central Washington weather forecast, and Eric Granstrom will have a look at sports. That and more coming up tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. We hope to see you then. Dan?
Thank you, Grant. By the way, I missed the news at 5 o'clock last night, but I watched the 6 o'clock news. You can too. Again, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. It's also available for you to watch on demand. We have it up and running on our website right around 5 o'clock in the evening. You have a news tip for us? You want to drop us a note? We try to make it as easy for you as possible. You can go to our Facebook page and use Facebook Messenger and drop us a line there. That's very popular. You can email us directly, news@ncwlife.com, news@ncwlife.com, or go to our website, ncwlife.com. Click on the Contact Us icon. You'll see it at the top of the screen. You can either fill out a form that submits a news tip, or you can just drop us a note and say hi. Can I take a break at 18 minutes after the hour? Sports is 1 minute away. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Hi, I'm Dr. Pete Rutherford from Confluence Health. I urge all of you to stay home, stay healthy, and stay safe. You can provide a valuable service to all our region's healthcare professionals, our hospitals, our clinics, nursing homes, assisted living facilities, and adult family homes by donating cloth face masks and gowns to our efforts. If you are able to sew some masks or a gown, there are instructions online at the Chelan Douglas Health District. You can contact the Health District or the Confluence Foundation, and they will arrange to collect them and distribute them to where they are needed. We are fortunate that this is a community that cares about all of us. We will get through this coronavirus together by helping each other. Thank you and be well.
Owner Andrew Vickery brings years of experience to help you transition your backyard into a place where memories are made, family time is looked forward to, and friends are always welcome. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa offers many different styles and sizes of artesian spas, both new and used, as well as residential and commercial pool and spa services, regular maintenance and repairs, and all the chemicals required to keep your pool and spa crystal clear. Stop on by Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa today.
Back here from Studio 7 in downtown Wenatchee at 19 minutes after the hour. Sports, of course, as you know by now, the Seahawks made major changes in its offensive line in the offseason. 3/5 of their starters are gone. They brought in 4 guys via free agency. They drafted an offensive lineman, and through it all remains big old left tackle Dwayne Brown. He's now entering his 13th season in the National Football League, and Brown says the changes are a sign of the business of football, not a reflection of the efficiency of the offensive line.
I don't think we've been, horrible up front, but, you had a lot of decisions that had to be made. You had a couple guys that were entering free agency You know, could be salary cap casualties, with some guys, things like that. It's a lot that goes on, you know what I mean? And obviously I miss the guys that were here that are no longer here, but it's a business. I've been in this long enough to know that I don't take anything personal. And I advise everyone else not to. And other than that, you just have to be ready to go. Everyone landed on their feet in good situations, one is still healing from an injury. But other than that, you move on, you try to improve every year, you try to produce every year. And I think, we got some solid guys that we brought in. I'm gonna do my best to bring them along, and learn from them and teach them as well. And that's all we can do.
Brown came to the league out of Houston. He was drafted by the Texans back in 2008. He came to Seattle in a mid-season trade a couple of years ago and has been the leader of the offensive line ever since. He says the pandemic is going to make it pretty darn tough for the younger players.
I think for rookies, just having no introduction at all to the NFL, you know what I mean? Not being able to be in a facility, to be around the players, to be in actual meetings, to be in a workout, to, kind of have any kind of OTAs to see how we go about our business. You just have to rely on information that you're given, and I've talked to a couple guys just about kind of what to expect once we are back and up and going. And, for veterans that haven't been around, it's just a different culture. You come from whatever team you're on, you kind of know what to expect year to year. So when you come to a new team, it's a different strength staff, it's a different training staff, the different coaches, meetings are different, everything is different, so you just don't have the feel for kind of what to expect and how things go. And so that's the main thing, and it's it sucks, not being able to do that. But that's the position we're in, so we have to make do with what we have. The thing about it is every team is dealing with it, so we're just trying to do what we can to do what I can to try to fill them in as much as possible on what to expect when it's time to go. And once we go to training camp, that's the most intense part of the off season, so you don't really have a buildup. You don't have a buildup of workouts and meetings and kind of a walk through, jog through tempo of practice. You're going straight to pads and full speed, so it'll be interesting to see how it plays out, but we're all competitors, we're all professionals, and we'll get it done.
He says, Mr. Brown, that he's not really sure how many more years in the NFL he has left. He says for the time being, he's just enjoying life one day at a time and enjoying being a member of the Seattle Seahawks. Well, the pandemic couldn't stop NASCAR from returning to the track, but the weather sure can. NASCAR had to push its midweek cup race at Charlotte Motor Speedway scheduled for yesterday. They're going to have that now today because of inclement weather. Tropical storm Bertha is the problem. Rain and thunderstorms, not good for NASCAR. Bertha has created a ripple effect on NASCAR's Xfinity race scheduled for Saturday at Bristol Motor Speedway. Bristol Motor Speedway is in Connecticut. The race circuit announced it will be moving that race to Monday. That way the teams can travel from the Carolinas to New England. Yeah, huh? What do you think? If you live up in Fancher Heights, you've heard the roar of the engines for the first time in a long time. It's the first time race cars have been allowed on the oval, the Wenatchee Valley Super Oval this year. Thanks to the lessening of COVID-19 restrictions in Washington, WVSO was able to hold its first practice of the year last night. Another is planned, by the way, for next Wednesday. And according to the general manager of the WVSO, our good buddy Jeremy Anders, he says they've extended next Wednesday's practice session from 5 o'clock to 9 o'clock, and concessions will be open to teams who are participating. It's the same deal as it was last night. Cost is $125 per car. Teams are limited to 5 people. Call the WVSO and reserve your spot. The pandemic has forced the delay of the induction of the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame. The chairman, Jerry Colangelo, told ESPN at the enshrinement ceremony for Kobe Bryant, Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, and 5 others will be delayed until 2021 because of the coronavirus pandemic. Their ceremony was to have taken place in Springfield, Massachusetts on August 29th of this year. Kashmir announcing their selection at the 2020 Wall of Fame edition. The new edition will be Herb Lowers. Lowers, a graduate of Kashmir High School, class of 1944, played football, played basketball, was a member of the band in the orchestra. He joined the Navy after graduating and served a couple of years of duty in World War II in the South Pacific. Honorably discharged, and then Lowers enrolled at Washington State College. He was active in his fraternity and on campus. He married his college sweetheart, Roberta Buddy Frink, in August of 1950. His family returned to Kashmir. He was employed in the fruit industry, served 2 terms on the Kashmir School Board, and was a member of the Lions Club in Kashmir for over 50 years. Herb Lowers passed away in October of 2018 at the age of 91. Congratulations. That's quite the kudo. Hockey night is tonight. It's Thursday night. A great game of our past here on the NCAA Live Channel. The RBC Cup. Back in May of 2018, the Wenatchee Wild faced on the Chilliwack Chiefs in the first game of the championship tournament. Wenatchee was fresh off the Fred Page Cup and the Doyle Cup. They had them both in their trophy case. They had high hopes to add another one.
Looks for an option. Uchuk with a shot, bombed wide, rebound shot, score. And it's Jared Turcotte. And the Chiefs are on the board first. They lead it 1-0. Fights for it, back to the left point. Held in, shot, gets knocked down. There's a shot and a score! A.J. Vanderbeck. The original shot from the left point, and the rebound bounced off to the left-hand side. And Vanderbeck rifles it home. And Ernie Rodriguez signature owl on tape here at Prospera Center. Held in on the left side, feathered down low, loose in front, and then played by Modry. He cranks it around, and it rattles past Teesink. And this game is going to be decided in sudden death overtime.
Sudden death overtime. Can we keep playing the highlights, Megan? No? I guess I'll have to watch it tonight. Yep, it went to overtime. Our checker with the play-by-play. You can watch the game in its entirety at 7 o'clock tonight on this broadcast entity. 28 minutes after the hour. National Hamburger Day. Bring it on. Yeah, the obscure holiday. Look at that. That looks good, doesn't it? I like mine with lettuce and tomatoes, Heinz 57 and French fried potatoes. I'm quoting Jimmy Buffett now. I hope I don't have to pay him any money. It is National Hamburger Day, celebrated always on this 28th day of May. The history of the hamburger is pretty much unknown. Nobody really knows how the hamburger came to be. Food historians have some ideas on the subject, but I don't really frankly care where the hamburger came from, as long as I have one within reach today. I got some hot and juicy hamburger facts for you. Hamburgers account for almost half of all the sandwiches sold. It is technically a sandwich after all. Americans consume over 50 billion hamburgers a year. McDonald's sells 75 hamburgers every second. That comes out to 270,000 burgers an hour. The oldest hamburger chain in the United States is not McDonald's, it's White Castle. We don't have one here in North Central Washington. Cheese, believe it or not, cheese didn't really become a popular addition to the hamburger until the 1920s. Occasionally we have a debate around here in the bullpen about what place in the Wenatchee Valley makes the best hamburger. There are a lot of good hamburger places around Wenatchee. I've always been under the impression, really, if you think about it, the best hamburger is the one that you make because you can put whatever you want on it. You know, you can. So, there you go. National Hamburger Day. Oh, we have to move on? Okay. At 29 minutes after the hour, the Dion quintuplets, there they are. They were born 86 years ago today near Callender, Ontario, a small farming community out in the middle of nowhere. Oliva and Elzire Dion were the parents, the first quintuplets to survive infancy 4 months after they were born. The government of Ontario intervened and they said the parents are unfit to raise the kids. Now keep in mind, they had 5 other kids before the quintuplets. Government did nothing about that, but they said, no, we're going to take the quintuplets for you because you're unfit parents. They were made wards of the state. Of course, they became a significant tourist attraction And the miracle and the tragedy of the Dion quintuplets began on this date. There's a book called The Miracle and the Tragedy of the Dion quintuplets that came out last year. I recommend it. It is a fascinating read on how people can be exploited beyond belief. You see them from left to right: Yvonne, Annette, Cecile, Emily, and Marie. Only Annette and Cecile remain alive today. They were born 86 years ago today, the Dion quintuplets. Happy 83rd birthday to Volkswagen, the people's transportation. The German automobile manufacturer is founded for the last 4 years. It is the world's largest automaker and has been for the past 4 years. I had a Volkswagen Bug, a 69 Bug. Love that car. Drove it until it quit driving anymore. Happy birthday, Volkswagen, 83 years old today. Oh boy, it had everything. When they kept remodeling the Beverly Hills Supper Cub in Kentucky, they just added on rooms haphazardly. It was terribly overcrowded. There were not any fire exits. The wiring was faulty. There was no sprinkler system. There was no fire alarms. There were no inspections. And on this day, 43 years ago today, May 28th, 1977, in Southgate, Kentucky, the Beverly Hills Supper Club burned to the ground. 165 people died. Ignorance, the hubris of man, 43 years ago today. This is a much better story. Yeah. I remember this. It was 33 years ago today, back in 1987, May 28th, 1987. A West German pirate. He was 18 years old. His name was Matthias Rust. He took off from a small private airplane in West Germany, flew to Red Square in Moscow, and landed the plane right in the middle of Red Square. Now that takes some chutzpah. There it is. Whole bunch of people in the Soviet Air Command and the Soviet defense system were fired because of this. How can you let an 18-year-old kid fly a plane below our radar and land it right in the middle of the capital of our country? It happened. He was arrested, as you might imagine. They released him a couple of months later. Yeah. I think I'll go for a joyride in my airplane and landed in a Red Square. Hi, Vladimir. How are you? It's me, Matt, 33 minutes after the hour. Birthdays, a couple of legendary athletes. Jim Thorpe, voted by the Associated Press as the greatest American athlete of the first half of the 20th century, was born on this date in 1888. Of course, he was a Native American, died in 1953 at the age of 65. He was the gold medalist in both the decathlon and the pentathlon at the 1912 Stockholm Summer Olympics. He played college football, played professional football, played professional baseball, played basketball. Jim Thorpe, legendary athlete, born in the state in 1888. Mr. Clutch, also known as the Logo, Jerry West, 82 years old today, the pride of West Virginia, inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame back in 1980. Jerry West, a legend, not just in the world of basketball, but in the world of athletics in general. He is the logo. He is the person, the silhouette on the NBA logo is Jerry West. He's 82 years old today. And John Fogerty, there's the man. Creedence Clearwater Revival, amongst other things. The great John Fogerty, a rocker and a roller, if there ever was one. Happy 75, John. I'll be listening to some of your music before this day is over. 34 minutes after the hour, Mike Magnotti's got an opinion. I wonder who's he's criticizing today. He's not all of it. It's not Mike doesn't just randomly criticize people. He just randomly criticizes me. Mike Magnotti's opinion is coming up. And then again, we had a chance to talk to Pete Phillips about the STEM Summit. It's now going to be a virtual STEM Summit coming up in August. Pete Phillips from the North Central Educational Services District will be my guest when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life Channel.
Hi, my name is Manuel Navarro, Chief Operating Officer at Columbia Valley Community Health. Patient safety is our top priority, including providing care that just can't wait. With enhanced safety precautions, we want to ensure you that we're able to continue providing safe and efficient in-person care at our clinic. From in-car check-in, ongoing screening, immediate rooming, your family can get the safe care that they deserve here at Columbia Valley Community Health.
My name is Anaisa Lemus, and I teach at John Newberry Elementary. I had a tooth in the front that was just always causing me problems. It was just happening so regularly. I went to go get a root canal done, and the root canal didn't help a whole lot because then it came back. Both of my parents went to Dr. Divis's office. They really recommended him because he had done such a great job on their teeth. I went and really have had a really pleasant experience with him. He just made me feel really at ease with everything. He was really confident with what he was doing. He said, you know, this is one of his favorite parts of his job, which really made it easier for me because, you know, when you're really passionate about something, you know, they're gonna do a good job. As a teacher, my students, you know, I'll tell them randomly sometimes, oh yeah, with my fake tooth. They're always so shocked. Like, what? It looks like your real tooth. And I'm really happy with the results now.
This is Dr. John Divis. Please call us today.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Doghouse Motorsports just won Best Motorsports Store for the 6th year in a row. Is it the great facility? Is it the fantastic products? Or is it?
I'm Bobby.
And I'm Tabor.
I'm Mike. And I'm Glenn.
Hi, I'm Todd.
I'm Jeff.
And this is the Doghouse Service Team.
Hi, I'm Dee.
And I'm Dwayne.
And I'm Kathy.
Come on in and experience the Doghouse.
Are you in the Doghouse?
It's been a year like no other, but we won't let our high school seniors leave without a chance to honor them in the way they've earned. NCW Life Channel is proud to bring you the virtual graduations of Wenatchee, Eastmont, Cashmere, and Westside High Schools. Thanks to the support from Wenatchee Wear, local authentic threads designed to create awareness and empower Indigenous peoples. Town Auto Group, we love this town. Gold Construction, proudly building quality custom homes throughout the valley since 1980. See our broadcast schedule at ncwlife.com.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, I go on Facebook every day, and since I have friends on all sides of the political spectrum, I see posts slamming Donald Trump, also vilifying liberal politicians, claims of misbehavior thrown at people on both sides of the political and partisan spectrum. But what I don't see is people on either side being willing to criticize those in their own party when such folks screw up. Now, what you never hear is something like this. Now, Trump is a pig when it comes to women, but he's doing good things for the economy. Or, I'm a Democrat, but it bothers me when leaders of my party display blatant intolerance of the opinions and situations of others. Now, this disingenuous on both sides only leads to the alienation of those of us who are unaligned. The ones who are really going to make a difference. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Aging and Adult Care offers many in-home care options and services for seniors and family caregivers. But did you know they also offer free in-home delivered meals? Aging and Adult Care has expanded its program for home-delivered meals to help elderly and vulnerable adults at this challenging time. If you are in need of prepared meals or know someone who could benefit, call Aging and Adult Care for more information about free home-delivered meals. Call 509-886-0700.
Collins Fashions is now open. Following safety guidelines, come and shop at Collins Fashions. There's nothing like a new pair of sandals or outfit to lift your spirits. Tommy Bahama says fun in a stylish way. Mother of the bride or groom, special celebrations. Collins has a beautiful variety of dresses for all occasions. Need a little something to make you smile? Brighton jewelry and handbags fit us all. Collins Fashions is now open. Let's go shopping 10 to 5 Monday through Saturday.
Water is essential to living. From clean drinking water for good health to clean water for your pool or spa. Central Washington Water, your water experts. With whole home water filtration systems for your home's best water. Products and supplies to keep your pool and spa water crystal clear. To a full parts department. Count on Central Washington Water for expert help. Shop screen to screen. Come in or call about a backyard consultation. Central Washington Water, your water care professionals.
Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere is your place for famous blues, brews, and barbecue. We are your one-stop bar and grill, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Hi, Justin here, owner of Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere. Looking for a fun night out? Join us at Club Crow. We have live bands to rock the night away, comedy to make you laugh, and if that's not enough, we have poker every Monday and Wednesday night. Club Crow in Cashmere has it all. Check out our Facebook event page for dates and times. Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere, the coolest place in town.
Up in Wenatchee Valley, I am Kuntz. Whenever we have a chance to talk about the 4 worst subjects I had in school, science, technology, engineering, and math, we always bring in Pete Phillips, of course, from the North Central Educational Services District, one of the organizers of the annual STEM Summit. Changes are afoot, as you might imagine. We'll get to that in just a couple minutes with you, Pete. But first of all, I haven't talked to you since like February. How is your staff with the STEM folks at the North Central Educational Services District? How are you going about doing your business over the last 2.5 months or so?
What a complete shift in how we're delivering education, right? Changes for everyone across the board. The schools, the kids, the parents. Crazy times. Unfortunately, we're having to do this, and but we're making the best of it, and across the board, everyone's making the best of it. So our staff, education is continuing. Kids are still learning. Teachers are still teaching. It just is in a different platform, and so there's no shortage for the work that we're doing as an ESD, trying to support the teachers doing it remotely and helping them learn new tools, right, to be able to teach this way. And so one of the great areas that we're in is with the technology and the ability to do this distance learning and shift the way that content is delivered in the classroom. So it's been a lot of work, and we are hard at it. Not in the office and not out in the schools, but just like this, face to face, virtually.
I know I have any number of educators that I'm either related to or I know very well. I know they're handling this with great aplomb. Are the students participating virtually to your satisfaction that you know of?
Well, the take rate or the engagement rate, whatever you want to call it, is definitely not where we would like it to be, and I think you see that across the board. The engagement at the higher levels in high school might be a little bit better and easier because the technology is easier, and that's where the one-to-one and the Chromebooks kind of went in that middle school, the high school. But those little kids, those are tough to, those kids are bouncing off the walls and they need their friends and the activities, and it's tough to do that virtually, even though those elementary teachers are amazing with the stuff they're sending home and the engagement that they're trying to do. So engagement is one of the bigger things. Didn't help with the way this got rolled out in emergency overnight type of a way. I think that as we move forward and this new learning is in whatever shape it's in this fall, blended or face-to-face or wherever we're at, I think we'll have a lot better engagement rate just with the expectation of what is supposed to be happening.
One more question about this, Pete, before we move on to the 2020 STEM Summit. Any advice for parents out there? They have the technical capability, either supplied by the local school districts or through your organization, to do some virtual learning for the younger kids. But as you mentioned before, the younger kids really thrive on interaction with other kids their own ages, and it helps elevate the whole learning experience. What's your advice for parents out there who say, Johnny Jump Up is in 3rd grade and he's driving me nuts, and I don't know what I can do to get past this virtual learning thing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know this is, it's oversimplified in just this type of conversation, and it's not an easy task, but the foundation of this is to have that relationship with your kids and to support them, have a ton of patience, and do the best you can. There is no way that we're going to meet the level of where they were at in the classroom with a teacher that's dedicated to the 30 kids. You've got, as a parent, you're probably trying to work, trying to manage other kids at different levels, and it's a tough road. And so my advice is, and the support that we're trying to provide is, stand next to your kid, support them, give them the help where you can, and really reach out to their teacher. The teachers are ready to help you assist your kid to make the learning the best situation that we can.
A lot of events, education and otherwise, have been flat out canceled or modified. Not the STEM Summit. It's still going to be held in August. It's just not going to be held over that 3-day period at the Wenatchee Convention Center. It's a virtual STEM Summit. Walk me through the decision to make it a virtual STEM Summit, and where do you go from here, Pete?
Yeah, well, STEM is such a hands-on area anyways. So unfortunately, we have to make this change, but we're going to make it bigger and better. And so going virtual, we're not just going to limit to 3 days. We're going to go for 2 weeks, spread it out over actually 9 days, August 11 through 21. We're going to have more sessions, and we are really excited about the possibility to get more educators, especially those folks that are farther away that want to dive into this. So using a lot of technology tools, a lot of instructional integration tools where we can make this as hands-on and interactive as possible. We're going to spread this thing out, and we're going to have a bigger and better STEM Summit in 2020.
Ironically enough, there may be some advantages to having a virtual STEM Summit spread over 9 days as opposed to a 3-day in-person thing. I mean, we're talking science, technology, engineering, and math. The T part of that, there may be some advantages to doing it this way. I can certainly see them.
You know, our team is really excited because of that. We've been talking about this type of learning, making learning anywhere, any place, anytime for these kids for a lot of years, right? For a long time. And this forced our hand, having to be remote, but I think it's going to help us to integrate and make learning that happens in the classroom next fall even better with these tools that allow us to go remotely. So we think that we'll be able to deliver the content just as good virtually. We have a great lineup of keynote presenters and activities, so we think it'll grow.
And we're gonna talk to Pete, by the way, a couple of times before the big STEM Summit comes up in August. But before we get there, there is still room for both sponsors and presenters. Am I correct on that?
Yeah, you know, we had an event this spring right when we went home from school, and we had over 1,000 educators online for some distance learning as they were preparing to teach from home. So we think that there's an opportunity here to reach probably a couple thousand of our educators with STEM content. And so we're looking for partners, and we're looking for folks that want to do some sessions. If you're a teacher and you want to teach some STEM sessions, you can go to our website, and there's a place for all of that information.
You may even have more participants than you've had in years past, because you don't have to worry about coming into the Wenatchee Convention Center, getting a hotel room, and trying to figure out how that fits into that 3-day schedule. Having it spread over 9 days, you may actually have more professional educators participate than in years past.
Yeah, you know, that's the idea. I think that it is a huge bummer that we're not face-to-face and able to keep those relationships. But you're right, this is anywhere, anytime learning, and it works for teachers as well. They can do this in mid-August, right before they come back to school, and get a shot in the arm of STEM content and some clock hours, and be ready for kicking off the new year.
For those educators, again, we're talking to Pete Phillips about the 2020 STEM Summit, which is now going to be done virtually, still in August, but spread out over a longer period of time. Pete, for the educators who have already registered and either had their individual districts pay their dues, or they pay their dues or whatever, what do they need to know about the changes coming up for the virtual STEM Summit?
Well, still on our website at ncsd.org/STEM Summit is all the info. A couple things that have changed. One, the price has dropped. So our districts that are members of the STEM co-op already, are free to enter the STEM Summit for the entire 9 days. If you're not a member of that, you can join. The price is dropped in half, and we'll have 9 days, sessions in the morning, sessions in the afternoon. You can take one, you can take them all, and nothing else needs to happen. Go to the website, register, get signed up, and ready to go for August.
It's I got it right here. It's super duper. It's not surprisingly, it's easy to use. I wouldn't put it past you guys. So again, instead of 3 days, it's going to be spread over 9 days, and we're going to have you on it one more time, at least one more time, Pete, before the actual STEM Summit comes up. So anything else that's on your mind while we have you here, because I'm probably not going to see you for another month or so. Anything else that you want to touch base while we have this opportunity to talk?
I just want to encourage teachers out there, the parents out there, and the kids. This has been a weird situation, no doubt. But I just want to encourage, to make the best of it, finish strong, and we'll be ready to go next.
Pete Phillips, it's always good to see you. Again, everything that we just talked about, if you just go to NCESD, North Central Educational Services District.org/STEM, and it all pops up right there. It's super easy. Say hi to the twins and the family and everybody else, Pete.
Will do.
And
Thanks,
I hope to talk to you real soon, my friend.
All right.
Take care.
I'm Jenny Rojanasatian, and this is Guada TV. Every week we will be bringing you a first look at North Central Washington business, tech, and education news. You'll hear from local influencers and innovators who live right here in the Valley. Together, we'll discuss hot topics, current events, and resources that can support your business, our schools, and this community. Join me every week, and let's get inspired.
At Town Toyota, we believe in our community, and we're proud to support this broadcast of local sports. Town Toyota defines reliability and value in both its products and in the dealership itself. We are home to legendary products like the RAV4, Highlander, and Camry, not to mention Tundras and Tacoma trucks. Of course, we offer service for everything we sell and a great selection of pre-owned and certified vehicles as well. So enjoy the game and visit Town Toyota for all your automotive needs.
You love to help others. You need a solid career. You can have it all with help from Charter College. Our 10-month medical assistant program prepares you to work in healthcare settings like physician offices, rehab centers, and clinics. You'll learn to take patient vitals, assist with exams, administer injections, and maintain medical records. When you're ready to launch a rewarding healthcare career, visit chartercollege.edu because we work to get you to work.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
This is Caitlin Hedershe, the producer of the NCW Life magazine. Each week, I'm bringing you a look behind the scenes of the faces, places, and events that make North Central Washington the place we call home. Tune in every weekday for an in-depth look at a new topic each week. From local artists in their studios to businesses breaking barriers that might surprise you and everything in between. Join me on the NCW Life magazine right here on the NCW Life channel.
We're back here live from Studio 7 in downtown Wenatchee. We just hit the 60-degree mark with some high filtered sunshine. Going to be warm today, going to be hot on Friday, going to be downright muggy with some thunderstorms. A distinct possibility now, they tell us, on Saturday, especially early Saturday evening. But we have one more moment, so let's take you around the valley one more time with the Valley View cameras. Now that the sun has been up and running around for, well, not running around, it's been, what's the proper analogy for the sun? It's just there. There you go. And we're in for another blast of it. If you like sunny, warm weather, we got a good one today. Now it's going to be, we're going to see a few more passing high clouds today than we saw yesterday. We'll get to those details in just a little bit, but there's a weak marine layer that's coming in, going to give us some high clouds, going to filter that sunshine a little bit. We actually didn't quite warm up to what we were expecting yesterday. We were expecting about 85. We only got to about 81, but we're looking at the mid-80s certainly today, 90s on Friday. Beautiful view of the Wenatchee Valley from the cross camera. It's a 4K camera. That means it has 4 times the resolution of a regular high-definition camera, which in and of itself is pretty darn cool. So good morning to the Wenatchee Valley. I suppose we're using the same cameras, Megan, so let's take a look at the Stamen Flats camera pointing to the east, over to the East Wenatchee side of the Columbia River. Once again, can't stress this enough, if you're driving between the Wenatchee Valley and Chelan or vice versa, the State Patrol and the Washington State Department of Transportation is asking that you use the east side of the river, heading up through Orondo and over the BB Bridge, because there's lots of work going on. Slope stabilization-wise on 97A between Aniad and Chelan with some delays and some closures there. So why bother sitting in your car when you can sit in your car and still go someplace? As we look over to US 97 and US 2 on the Douglas County side of the river from our Stamen Flats camera. Camera number 3 is off to Bear Mountain, Wapato Point. Chelan is looking good. I will get confirmation. I'll go, before this day is over, I'll go to the Chelan County PUD webpage, and there's a section there on the PUD's website that tells you how high the lake is and where they are, and I think it looks pretty full to me. The one thing I really do like about Lake Chelan is that it's full of water, and I'm kind of into that. Good morning to the Chelan Valley, to the Manson area, Wapato Point, and all the folks to the north of us from our Bear Mountain camera. Camera number 4 is off to Lake Wenatchee, our Two Rivers camera, high above Lake Wenatchee, looking down towards the bottom of the lake. Beautiful view there, spectacular stuff. I miss the Cougar Inn. I miss the Cougar Inn. Used to go eat there all the time. Good morning, Lake Wenatchee. Good to see you on this Thursday morning. All right, a couple of slides to show for you that were sent down the line from the National Weather Service. When they send them to us, we'd like to send them to you. First of all, it's going to get hot. Yep. Again, we're not quite used to the heat. We had such a cool spring. You know, it took us forever to get to 80. We finally did. And we got to 81 yesterday. We're looking today at mid-80s, and then right around 90 degrees on Friday, and then a muggy 90 degrees on Saturday. So if you're going to be out and about, take those necessary precautions. Don't leave a kid or a dog in the car. That's just common sense. If you're out and about in the heat of the day, in the late afternoon, grab that shade, drink lots of water, even if you're not thirsty. All of this good advice from the people who know better than I do. And now Saturday. Yeah, this is not pretty. Every time they redo the forecast, and they update it about every 6 hours or so, they keep increasing the chance of a thunderstorm on Saturday afternoon and Saturday night. Originally it was at 30%, then went to 40%, now it's at 80%. Things are looking very good that we could get a thunderstorm threat on Saturday, certainly late Saturday afternoon into early Saturday night. Heavy rain a possibility, lightning is a big possibility. Obviously gusty winds. What's going on is there is a pretty strong cold front that's going to knock this stuff right out of alignment, and it's going to feel really muggy too, which is something we're not really used to. So let's go ahead and take a look at that forecast one more time from the National Weather Service. Filtered sunshine today, right around 85, 86, maybe 87. 60 for the overnight low tonight. Nothing but sunshine Friday, not expecting those high clouds, so it's going to be warmer, right around 93. So we're told on Friday, 65 for the overnight low. Friday night is when the clouds start coming in. Saturday, it's going to be cloudy all day, and you think, okay, well, cloudy, but near 90, what does that mean? That means muggy conditions. The chance of rain during the day on Saturday is only at 30%, but Saturday night, as I just mentioned, that goes to 80%, an 80% chance of precipitation, and an increasing chance of a thunderstorm for the Wenatchee Valley and the foothills on the east slopes of the Cascades. Sunday morning, you're going to wake up to lots of clouds. Eventually, they will depart. By Sunday afternoon, we'll have lots of sunshine, and we'll get up to 73. So big temperature change from 93 on Friday to 73 for our afternoon high on Sunday. Monday, a couple of passing clouds, high near 80, and then not looking bad for Tuesday and Wednesday. Quite a bit of sunshine, temperatures slightly above normal. And that is it for us. Everybody have a good and safe Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow, Friday. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.